Big up Halftime TV family, welcome to another episode, and today we'll be giving you a reaction of the disappointing loss suffered by the young Reggae Boys. Now, as we just witnessed, the under-17 Reggae Boys, they're out of contention for the under-17 World Cup, which is scheduled to take place later on this year in Qatar. And I think overall the game was a good game from the team, nothing great, however, and I think the question now becomes who is to be blamed. And I know whenever the team loses, folks like to point fingers. I don't usually like to point fingers. I think there's so many facets of a football game, which makes it so difficult to point fingers. But in this particular situation, I think the team did a lot of things right. They did more things right than wrong. And I very much think the youngsters should be on the plane to Qatar. But before I even get to that, let me say, for those who aren't aware of what has been happening over the last couple of days / weeks, the youngsters have been trying to get to the under-17 World Cup. The previous game we won 10-1, and coming into this game there were high hopes because a draw or a win would mean that Jamaica would have a team in the under-17 World Cup for the second time. So big shout out to that 2011 team that participated in the under-17 World Cup, the likes of Richard Trent, Junior Fleming, Anthony Walker, L.A. Lewis, all these youngsters. We have Romario as well, who currently plays for the senior team. So big shout out to you guys, because you did something quite remarkable, and in the moment we didn't realize over the years we've had so many fantastic youngsters. We've seen so many fantastic young footballers playing in schoolboy football, or even sometimes in the local Premier League, and we're saying, okay, these players have quality, we want them to be given the opportunity. And I think this was a perfect opportunity to showcase some of these youngsters. Big shout out to Owen Jump as well, representing Hanover on the biggest stage. So big shout out to you and the entire Hopewell Massive. But again, getting back to the matter at hand, the Reggae Boys, they conceded an early goal, and by early goal I mean in the 22nd minute. They would bounce back early in the second half, and then concede a late goal in the 80th minute, which would eventually be the match winner. I think there were periods in this game where the team came under sustained pressure, and the onus was on the coach to make that decision. The onus was on the coach to decide, hey, I'm going to pull this individual out and I'm going to put some fresh legs on the pitch to ensure that the team actually withstood that bit of pressure. That was not to be. And again, for me, I think when it comes down to situations like these, coaches need to be able and need to be brave enough to decide when to make those substitutions. I think especially recently, coaches have been too frail, too scared to make the big decisions because of fear of what people will say, or how it will turn out, or how it will look after the game, etc. It doesn't matter. In the moment, you're the one with the power. You're the one who decides who gets on the pitch. And I think when your legs are tired, when your body is tired, your mind gets tired as well. And what that means is your concentration level goes down, right? Your concentration level goes down, and it's better to have someone on the pitch who is physically in a better situation or in better shape than someone who is super exhausted, because what that would mean is that person who is super exhausted, although they may be better technically than the person who is replacing them, they're more susceptible to an error. So personally, I think overall the team did well. They did more things right than wrong. I think it was a good showing by the youngsters, but good on the day was not good enough. And that's where it's sad, because it is not on them. It is on the coach. He was the one who, in my opinion, failed to rescue them when they needed him most. But that's my opinion. Let's hear what you guys have to say in the comment section. I'm curious to hear what the feedback is from the fans, because right now I see a lot of fans who are furious at the coach. There are fans who are furious with the players as well. But again, it is a game of football and things happen. I'll use the most cliched term ever. The ball is round, and I know most people hate to hear the term, but it is what it is, and this is a part of the game. You have to have a winner, you have to have a loser, and on the day, it just happens that the young Reggae Boys, they were the unfortunate ones. Is the El Salvador miles ahead of Jamaica? The El Salvador team miles ahead of Jamaica? No, I don't think so. I think, as a matter of fact, I think man for man, the Reggae Boys may very well be better. In the game itself, we had better ball possession. Overall, both teams, the passing accuracy was very low. But on the grand scheme of things, the Reggae Boys team, they passed the ball better. But it just wasn't there, right? The end product wasn't there. El Salvador team, they made more of the ball when they had it. They had more shots on target, although we slightly edged them on shots. They had more shots on target, and that's where it matters most. And I'll rewind and I'll make a comparison to even the English Premier League, where we were watching Chelsea. Was it on Friday? And they had 70% ball possession, but they didn't manage a single shot on target. So that doesn't matter. At the end of the day, the score is what matters. Goals win games, not ball possession. Also, I think something that I've noticed, and this is the same with the senior team as well. I think the Reggae Boys team, and they may very well need a set piece coach. And I know a lot of people have been questioning the use or how necessary set piece coaches are. But I find that both the senior team and the junior team, for one, they struggle from set pieces, and two, they don't make the best of their set pieces. And again, in this game, we saw the Reggae Boys had double figures in set pieces, and they couldn't make it count. And in the end, I think that may very well be or way back in the game. That was our opportunity to kill the game off, but we didn't seem to be able to make the most of those. But again, good showing, good couple games from the youngsters. I think most of them will brush themselves off, and we'll definitely be seeing or hearing from them in the months and years to come. Great potential for a lot of them, and they will be okay. They will be okay. Isn't something where I'm worried about. I think they have quality. Mount Pleasant Academy, they're home to a few of these youngsters, and I think it's a positive for a lot of these youngsters. The exposure, the opportunity to represent their national team, it's a plus, right? And it is something that they can take away. They can step away from this knowing that they did well and they gave their all, but in the end, it just wasn't to be. So again, big shout out to that 2011 team that qualified for the World Cup in Mexico. It's, again, in the moment, it's difficult to appreciate how significant of an achievement that was, but now in hindsight, looking back, we realize that it was no easy feat, and just being there at the World Cup was a massive achievement in and of itself. So we'll say the game has evolved, the game has changed. We have better players now, we have better infrastructure, we have better facilities, we have better clubs, etc., etc., and the list may go on and on and on and on. However, at the end of the day, we only have one World Cup, right? 98 World Cup for the senior team, and we have one World Cup for the under-17 team, and that is in 2011. So as much as it seems that the football is evolving and the footballers are getting better, the statistics, they remain the same, that the teams that came before these ones, they actually did better. But again, let's hear what your thoughts are, Halftime TV family. Who do you think should be blamed for the young Reggae Boys failing to qualify for the 2025 Under-17 World Cup? Let's hear what your thoughts are in the comment section. Remember, smash the like button, subscribe to Halftime TV if you haven't yet done so. Peace.